Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Oh, I was just headed to the grocery store. I wanted to know if I could get you anything. No, I'm good. Okay, see ya. Roommates. Hi, I'm Jarvis. So a lot of you have been asking me in the comments or on Twitter or Instagram how to get into software engineering, or what you should study, or where you should go to college. And it got me wondering, why are these questions so common? Why is this information so scarce? It seems like there are so many resources online to learn about becoming a software engineer. Yet here we are on YouTube's 12th most popular software engineers channel. So I was like, okay, what do I do when I have a question but I don't know who to ask? I Google it. Come on guys, just Google it. It's not that hard. Wow. I wasn't expecting the advice to be that bad, but no wonder you guys are confused. So I figured I'd just show you some of this bad advice and we can make fun of it. But we'll also talk about why the advice is bad. You know, educational content. Okay. How to become a software engineer. We found it. First result, we got wikihow.com, how to become a software engineer. It's the first result, so it has to be good, right? Oh, it's reader approved. It has 126 co-authors. 87 readers found this article helpful. We're working with a masterpiece here. Okay, so it looks like there's two methods: entering software engineering as your first major, or not doing that. That's 100% of the options. Ooh, step one, earn a degree in software engineering. Now, that's a tricky one because it sounds right, but it's not really. It says majoring in software engineering will provide the most useful background for designing and perfecting software in the corporate world. So the problem with this is that software engineering isn't the most popular major for software engineers. It's computer science. I don't think I've actually met anybody that's majored in software engineering. Computer science is another good choice, although its more theoretical approach is best suited for future graduates in R&D work. Oh, computer science, the most common major? It's another good choice. Nice backup. To be clear, while it's technically true that computer science is a more theoretical major, most programs incorporate elements of software engineering into their curriculum. So it's not like you'd get a job and then be like, golly gee, I only know theoretical algorithms, so I guess I'm useless. All right, step two. Begin programming immediately. Remember step one? Step one. You gotta start programming now. Even if you're still in grade school? Is this for real? Even if you're still in grade school, you can give yourself a huge head start by teaching yourself programming. Hey dad, can I go outside and play? God damn it, Jimmy, no, you've got to practice your C++. And then they say, but you will need to know at least a couple of languages and a deeper understanding of how they function. And then they list a bunch of popular programming languages. This list is just kind of useless on its own. Nobody really learns programming languages without also applying them. It's more important to start from what you want to make and then use whatever technology helps get you there. Unless you're in college, then you just do whatever they tell you. Oh, number three, here it is, study math. Software engineers sometimes create mathematical algorithms that allow software to function. I mean, software engineers also sometimes make coffee, but should I go to Nicaragua and study coffee farming? It's true that math comes up sometimes, but it really depends. If you're working on a physics engine for a video game, sure, math is gonna come up. But if you're building a blog, probably not. Number four, build software. The best way to improve your skills is to use them. All right, this is pretty good advice, actually. Okay, so in order to get a job as a software engineer for your first career, according to this article, you've got to get a degree, and then you've got to begin programming immediately, and then you've got to study math. Like, after the degree, I just don't understand the continuity of this list. I'd say if you're in college right now, just make some friends, build some stuff with them maybe, if you have the time, and everything will take care of itself. Go be a college student. And if you're in grade school, get back to work. So if you're not a college student and you're switching careers, this part of the article is for you. It seems like their advice is basically the same. Number one, know your prospects. Number two, begin programming immediately. Father, may I go outside? I've been studying all day. Jimmy, I swear to God. Number three, draw on your experience. Number four, enroll in a degree program. After all that, they're like, I don't know, just go back to college. That could have just been number one. Let me fix that for you. Switching to a software engineering career. Number one, start over. Sorry, but you f***ed up. I don't know what else to tell you. After all, this is wikihow.com. This is just not good advice. There's more people than ever doing software engineering jobs with unrelated degrees thanks to the onset of coding boot camps and online resources. You don't need to sink more money into a four-year institution if you don't want to. One thing I noticed about these articles is how much they reek of survivorship bias and like a superiority complex. Like, the only way to do it is how I did it, and it was pretty hard to do, but I'm pretty great, so you might not be as good as me. Tread carefully. It's like, take a chill pill. It's not that serious. Want to become a software developer? Here's how to get there. I can already sense the intensity from this website. Hackernoon.com. How hackers start their afternoons. People like to use the word hacker to let you know they're the real deal. Number one. Oh, wait, no, there's an intro. Before you get started, I need to warn you. All right, so it starts with a warning. Unfortunately, programming is not for everyone. At least not if you want to stand out. It's not for everyone, but it is for me, because I'm smart, and I stand out. I have a whole Medium article. Number one, it requires immense dedication. I mean, forever. Dude, believe it or not, I know a ton of software engineers who are not immensely dedicated to their craft. Some people just work to live. Two, it requires passion. Clearly. Of course, you don't have to feel passionate right now. You're just getting started. Okay, so he's self-aware. But it has to happen somewhere down the road. Otherwise, you're going to be mercilessly left behind by those who are. Like, find the passion, no pressure. But if you don't, you'll be left mercilessly behind. I understand what he's trying to say here. Like, you're obviously far more willing to invest in something that you're passionate about. But you could say that about anything. Anyway, like I said, I know a ton of people who aren't as passionate as this guy about their careers, and they turned out fine. Also, if you're like waiting for passion to show up, then it's going to be much harder to do anything because you're going to be second guessing every decision you make, so don't take this guy's advice. Number three. Okay, this one is just this guy patting himself on the back. It's challenging and a lot of people get burned out. Oftentimes you'll be dealing with long hours of mentally taxing work, impossible deadlines, legacy unmaintainable code, inconsistent ambiguous requirements, and suboptimal office environments. Or it's just a job like any other one with challenging and rewarding parts. It sounds like this guy's describing Thunderdome. Only 2 programmers can enter, 1 can leave. It'll be me because I have a blog on the internet. Last but not least, it requires you to be self-taught. Yes, you can learn the theory from books, but when your code breaks, nobody's going to be there to hold your hand. You know, except maybe your team, the people who have your back and want you to succeed. You know, because groups can accomplish far more than the individual. It's kind of the whole idea behind humanity. Who hurt you, man? Then it goes on to say, I think you should really try it. Like, if my fear-mongering didn't scare you, maybe you do have what it takes. One thing to watch out for in these resources is people who just want to brag and pat themselves on the back for achieving something. Like, good for you, but it's this kind of toxic bullshit that has made the industry so uninviting for people who aren't like this guy. All right, well, there's that. So now let's say you follow all this advice and you land your dream job, but uh-oh, the stock market is tumbling, but actually...
This is an ABC News special report.
We're coming on the air now with news from Wall Street. Want to take to the floor of the stock exchange. There you see the Dow down more than 1,000 points.
You're going to need Business Insider's 17 tips on how to keep your software engineering job even during a market crash. God, where do we even start with this? I guess the beginning. There are plenty of great job opportunities now if you're a software engineer. But will that be the case even when the market crashes? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Can we start with this guy? He gives zero fucks about market crashes. He's got a hoodie, but also shorts and sunglasses while inside looking at his computer. I have no idea what he's prepared for. A market crash.
This is an ABC News special report.
I'm just trying to keep my job. This article has some real gems. Work in an area where even a mediocre engineer can have stability. Lower the bar. Don't even bother having self-respect. Sometimes, not having a high salary helps. You can't lose money in the market crash if you didn't make any money in the first place. Show true dedication. You have to show true dedication to be a software engineer. One does not simply walk into a computer science class unless you're enrolled in the class. Yeah, to be a true software engineer, you gotta read the jazz ear and the wisdom of compassion technical manuals. Don't forget to interview well. Just don't be bad. Hey Joe, what's wrong? My interviews are just going so badly. Now hear me out. Have you considered just interviewing well instead? Wow, thanks Jarvis. Now I'm rich. God, these are so ridiculous. Work in a recession-proof industry, like inside of a tank. Oh, and then there's my personal favorite. Build a personal brand outside your company, which is fine advice, but what does this photo have to do with anything? Is this a metaphor for building a personal brand outside of your company? At his day job, Darth Vader is one of the most feared Sith Lords in space. But outside of work, he's disgraced tech reviewer Robert Scoble, who left his position due to multiple sexual harassment claims. All right, so we'll finish with this one. So as you know, I work as a software engineer, which means I spend most of my days in front of a computer. So if you want to do the same, I think we could both benefit from 20 tips if you spend your life in front of a computer by 5 Minute Crafts. Wow, they have a lot of subscribers. Okay, here's how to use a mouse. Who does that? Those are exercises we can do. God, that looks terrifying. You have to have a desk that's like bolted to the floor for that to work. Okay, so we've got some putty. Okay. All right, so we're gonna put some school glue and some coloring and some soda together. Mix it all up in a bowl. Then we've made our putty, which we can play with a lot with our hands and stretch it out and make it into shapes and then put it on our laptops. What was the purpose of that? When you put the putty on the keyboard, it takes the form of the keyboard. So now you have putty with the keyboard imprint on it. All right, we put some tape, some electric tape on a fork, and then we use it to prop up our laptop. No, really? Hold on. Wait, that tip was just, if your laptop has a CD drive, you can put $5 in it. You can, oh, so if you have a hoodie and you need to carry your laptop around and you don't own a backpack, you can transform your hoodie into a backpack. So, your life is better now. That's the 5 Minute Crafts video that took 17 minutes long. All right, I think we're gonna call it here. Thanks for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. This is a weird one, so let me know if you want to see more stuff like it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments some bad advice that you've received in the past. I am headed to New York City this weekend for vacation, so peace.